Welcome to the Roger Report live on the entertainment side. This is your host, Roger. I am here with my main man, Jado, and my main man, Shark Sims. We are going to review episode 6, 7, and 8. Well, basically, the whole first season of The Institute. I'm going to say I hope it gets a second season, but we don't really know. And unfortunately, I don't think we will. I don't think we will. But I'm gonna start off, y'all. I'm gonna rate this as a full season. I'm gonna give this one 4.5 because this was just excellent work as far as I'm concerned. And you know, slowly they kind of built it, but they gave you enough stuff to intrigue you to really want to come back and watch again. And then I think episode by episode, it gave you more reason to to be ready and waiting for the next episode to come out. Every episode would just pull you in a little bit more. So it was like a good steamroll in the right direction for me. What say you, Shark?
I'll give it a four. I'll definitely give it a four right along with you on that. It definitely, for some reason, I don't know if it's just like I'm a kind of a conspiracy theorist to a certain extent, but it definitely kept me going as far as just trying to see where the hell are they going with this, the whole thing. And by the end of the season, um, it was kind of fulfilling to see where they went with it and the whole conspiracy behind it. So I definitely could give it a four.
What say you, Jado?
Yeah, I agree. I go with a four as well, man. It was a lot of suspense. I thought it started out really, really well, and kind of, I don't want to say fell flat a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Then I guess towards the end it picked it up again. But yeah, I thought it was a very well planned out season or whatever. Yeah, Raj, I'm with you as well. I don't think that might be it for it. Yeah, I think it's just one and done. But definitely, I'll give it a four, man.
Well, I'm gonna say the thing about this is, yeah, that's what disappointed me the most. According to how the storyline went, you know, uh, I had a lot of high hopes in episode 6. High hopes. But then the way episode 7, 8 kind of built up, I was like, oh man, it's over with. It's over with. So I'm actually the worst part about this show to me is that it looked like it came to an end. It's just a one and done. And I'm kind of salty about that. But I went back and looked at some of our previous episodes and seen some of the predictions while I listened to some predictions that we that we kind of made. We was a little off, but we was a little on. We was a little off, but we was a little. But it was very intriguing, and I gotta say, shout out to Avery, who was the big time hero of the whole situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know some of my very early predictions. I was way off on some, and then towards the middle, I think I'm spot on, man. Because I did think that Tim and Luke would meet up some type of way. They just seemed like they were like destined to be the good force, towards this whole situation.
I think I was off because I thought the black police dude was down with it, but it wound up being the old dopey dude. He was down with it, but I knew the hotel director. I knew he was down with it. He had to been down with that, and it came to light like yeah he was.
Yeah, and you know what? I was like, the black guy gonna be with. I just wasn't feeling that, but it's just like the black guy to get shot in the back. The man that shot his friend, been cool with him for 20 years, and popped him in the back. So, um, now they never really gave us a story of who was doing what, but it did seem like we were kind of guessing like some billionaires or something would be behind this, and the way they just showed this guy at the very end, you know, I'm gonna say that seemed to confirm it to me. I don't think it was just him, probably him and a network of people, possibly, or if he was just the head guy that we never got a name, But with him having burn teams and things like that, I don't know if that's just one billionaire. If your real thing is we saving the world, we didn't save the world 500 times, and so this was it's a good conspiracy with great episodes. The acting was good. I liked the way they even pieced the kids together because for I guess an ensemble cast, you had the right mixture of children and personalities to make it go a pretty good way. And I mean, it had a lot of potential that just seemed like they ain't gonna do nothing with.
Yeah,
Man,
man. I think I don't know. I think they went too fast, man. I think they could have stretched this out probably at least another season. You know what I mean? But maybe I thought it kind of sped up real fast, like towards the I guess episode 3, 4, 3 through 8, basically. I think they kind of sped it up real fast or whatever.
yeah, I like as far as the billionaire, I think it's a conglomerate of different
Mhm.
countries type of thing. Because remember, they said it was like they had a whole bunch of different spots all around the world,
Mm-hmm.
and he ain't want them all to link up neurology. Well, he ain't want all of their brains to link up because that would have been catastrophic. He was saying. So I think it's a mixture of just all different places. Because a couple of them, I don't think all of them assassinations that they was trying to pull off was in the United States. I think one of them was actually in Russia, where the doctor gave the guy the bad needle. You know what I mean? So it might have been like a world forum just trying to prevent natural disasters and atomic war and stuff like that throughout the world. Period.
Yeah, that's how I took it. You get enough billionaires in enough countries, and they're kind of watching out for the world because, and people would say, well, why would the billionaires do that? Because they're billionaires. They don't. Nobody wants to die, and then people want to live a good life. For a good long time. So it kind of made sense. Now I'm gonna say, I think the brilliance of this was, the storyline gives
Yeah,
you some level of debate to say when should we kill versus when we should not kill, and if a person has these abilities, should they put them to good use, and should you be able to explain it to them or tell them what's really going on, and how would you play this if this was a real thing?
because
And
when she kept saying, you can help, you're gonna be helping the world. I thought it was real game, like some real BS. But then when they had her in the hat, when they had captured her and had her in the crib, and she was breaking it down. I'm talking about the person who ran the whole institute, and she was breaking down what they really doing. I was sitting there with my mouth open, like, oh wow, all right, so this is bigger than just kidnapping kids, you know what I mean, and having them looking into people's business. So like stuff like that, I was like, oh okay, I could really see it. But that was like it's a couple of conspiracy theories that fall into place with this whole show. That's what kept me going with it because I'm like, are they going to talk about? Are they going into this conspiracy theory? Or are they going into this one? So by the end of it, I was kind of like I said, I was satisfied with where they went with it.
well, I like the fact that it just didn't give you an instant argument to say that they was wrong. If you buy into it, because they explain the story and what was really happening, then they done save the world 500 times. You can't say they terrible people. Now,
Exactly.
And what I thought was a real cool and real slick was what Miss Sigsby said to Tim towards I think it was episode 7. I'm not sure which one, but she was like I think she was talking about how he his storyline, the behind the scenes storyline with him was he shot somebody that was supposed to be committing like a massacre or a mass shooting or something like that.
yeah, he shot
He
a
was
kid
like,
at the mall.
yeah. And it was a kid, right? So she was equating that to what they do with the institutes. Like we have to, take somebody out in order to save other lives. So she was kind of appealing to him, like, hey, we're doing the same thing that you did in that mall. You saved other lives, we're doing the same thing. So I thought it was pretty slick the way they put that there.
Except we saving billions at a time. You just
That you just did a few,
yeah, you might have served 30, 40 people. We
you
saved
know,
billions.
That
exactly.
that's why I'm kind of disappointed it ain't. Well, I hope it's a season 2, but I'm kind of disappointed because I do feel like they're not going to do a season 2. But it would be dope to see where they go with this whole thing. You know what I mean? If it gets blown up and you know what I mean, it becomes a big thing worldwide and everybody finds out about what's going on, or does it just get covered up and ran
No,
somewhere else? You know what I mean?
I mean, there's ways to cover stuff. So I wouldn't, if they do a season 2, I wouldn't assume that they would just have it kind of open out there. I mean, unless they're gonna show us like a future world where all this stuff is accepted. So I wouldn't expect that, but it would definitely be interesting.
Because they
And
could have even turned the young boy, and he probably came to an understanding and was like, all right, I could see how it was necessary, and now he working with them, type of thing. So who
I'm
knows where it could have went? You know what I mean?
well, I'm curious if Avery saved himself because I was thinking, since they gonna pick up that whole building and just drop it, what you really could have did was just some of y'all drop the building, everybody, somebody, other people, make a protective bubble, like guard areas so you could just walk out of a tunnel. I was thinking that, but me, I'm always thinking about getting the way out. We can
I
tear
mean,
something down, but I want a way out too.
That's
they could.
respectable.
They could, squeeze another season or possibly 2 if they wanted to. I don't know. I doubt that they will. But when they made the call to the boss man or upstairs, as they say, he was like, "Hey, send out the cleanup crew." You know what I mean? And then what? Sigsby was hitchhiking. She had the little thumb drive or whatever. She still had it. So they could see how how they follow up on that, how they try to clean this up, or maybe they're still on the run from these billionaires or that billionaire or whatever. So I think they could, but I don't
And
know. I
then
don't think they would.
you got the other spots across the world, so they could
World,
probably
yeah,
just bring us to another one where they doing the same thing, but it's in Ireland or something. You know what I mean, or in Africa type of thing.
yeah.
Exactly. So they can do what they need to do to make it happen. You know,
But I
they
don't
got
think
enough.
it did. I don't think it was popular enough for them to bring another season in.
Yeah.
I think we was the only 3 people in America that watched it.
Yeah. Well, it's on the MGM network. My personal belief is once they get it to other, they're gonna loan it out to other places like say Amazon or whatever. It'll be on other streaming services, and then I'm pretty sure to catch some views. You know.
Nah, Roger, they was gonna take that shit off the air, and then they knew we was watching it. They was like, "Let them 3 niggas live. Don't rain on their parade. It's just 3 of them. It'll be all right. We ain't gotta do no more. Just let that go, and then we can do something else."
Yeah, they're gonna be happy we gave them this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna say that it's probably the best show you never saw. For anybody
Yeah,
listening to this, it's probably the best show you never saw. Real talk, you know.
Hey
So
man, when I don't know. I guess I be nitpicking with certain a lot of movies and shows or whatever. But like for instance, man, when the Kate chick was in the woods and she saw Tim, and then what's her name, Luke was there too in the background. I mean, she could have just took out Tim right there. Like what? And then the way Luke made the tree branch fall down, and it was it's a little corny the way that happened. She dodged back, and he knocked her into the river or knocked her down or whatever into the river or the lake or whatever it was.
yeah.
And also like why didn't the goof troop, the goofball Drew the other cop, why
yeah,
didn't he take out? He could have took out Tim. I mean, it was a couple opportunities, man. And I know you got this big, sophisticated, coordinated operation with the institute. All these assets, as they call it, and all these people that work directly for the institute. And man, they're very sloppy, man. But I get it. It's for the plot, man. But yeah, it was a lot of missed opportunities, man.
Cause after he killed the black cop, I was like, well, why you ain't shoot Tim too, and just
Exactly.
now you just got the little dude, throw some cuffs on him, and you know what I mean. But
because he was a punk. That's what it was. Because they was always saying ain't nobody respect Drew, and people didn't take Drew serious, and even the captain told him, man, you got to be in charge. Ain't nobody gonna take you serious. He's just a punk.
But I
But
mean, he pulled that trigger on the black captain though, bro.
he
I
did
mean,
one
why
thing
not
right.
just?
Man did one thing right. I ain't gonna give him too much credit. I mean, he did what he had to do in that moment, but he still let the people get away. And I say this, you know, I don't think they want no conspiracy nothing going on in that town. So of course they're gonna try to keep stuff looking good to a certain degree. So you don't want too much to get out. You know, they've been definitely trying to keep that stuff going on very quiet. You know, they put a lot of effort to keep it quiet.
It can't. It was out of hand at that point, man. You got to do what you got to do.
But
I think that whole town was down with it to a certain extent.
I was kind of thinking that too. Like people know, but just ain't gonna say nothing. Like it's too much trouble to say anything. Yeah, I know what's going on over there, but I ain't even talk about it.
Just think about how many small towns in America that might be something going on, but people just keep quiet. It's like those them like what like the states with all the like it be having like a couple of like prisons in it and all that. And, like they say like most of the people who live in the state or in that county work at the prison. You know what I mean? So it's like this is our bread and butter. We ain't really gonna say nothing.
Yeah, we can let something ride. We can let a little something ride. You know, you know. So I think the same thing. I think people know and people just kind of tolerate it. You know, you got all the rumors going on, but ain't nobody finna say too much. You know, that's
And
just how
then
I saw it.
I think, yeah. I think you have a small. I think you have a percentage, a greater percentage that they're clueless. Then you got some that might suspect that something's going on, but you got people that's going, man, you insane, you crazy, what you talking about? So you got them people they're going to keep quiet because I don't want to seem crazy, man. Just like everyone labeled Ann, what's the lady Ann or Annie, whatever.
Yeah,
She's the
the
crazy
crazy
lady.
lady.
And then you got people that are actually really working for them folks that's really keeping their eye out, like, okay, this person, they kicking up a little dust. We might have to, do something to them. So I think you got a combination of different types of folk, man, that, and then all together, then you can keep a secret pretty long with that type of thing.
Yeah, but the fact that people eating off of it, that definitely, what I'm saying. Like, are you really gonna tell on the company that and you can really make the news, but you can really be broke? It's a more dilemma for anybody to get into. It's some horrible stuff happening, but I still got bills to pay.
Because once homegirl once the
Maureen?
not Marie, the other one before her, the news lady, remember the two
Oh,
lesbians?
yeah.
Yeah.
Once she shot her in the hotel, and there was nothing to be said about it, I already I'm like, yeah, it's just a lot more going on to this town than we're led to believe. Just like the four kids that disappeared up at the Red Stairs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then it was a couple. I think Jado had said it before. There was a board. It was like a board with a whole bunch of missing kids on it.
Well, if well, I mean, kids can go missing at all times. It's just the way of the world. Unfortunately, kids are gonna go missing, and we've accepted that all those crimes will not be solved.
But the irony that it's a whole bunch of kids from this town is like, you know what I mean? And then
this
they
little
have that
itty bitty small
facility
town.
again. Yeah.
This little itty bitty small town. Which
So that
look
was dope.
crazy. You know.
And they whole organization within that institute was just horrible in itself. Like the way little man escaped and the way he was helped and like their surveillance. Like I think one of y'all said it before. Like wait, y'all only got this amount of security guards in this big place. Like it's too many holes to cover. You know what I mean? That
Very
was just
sloppy,
horrible.
man. Very sloppy. I mean, they talked about it a little bit too about how they were short on staff and stuff like that. But yeah, and I don't know, man. Yeah, it was very very sloppy. Even they said Maureen, like she told her a little bit of her story. Like she was like a lot of times they recruit people. They do what do you call it when you profiling people, psychologically profiling people. In certain like she was a former military herself too. I think y'all remember her telling her story. She was in Iraq or something. Yeah, so they can like like man, people get conditioned to do stuff, man, to where they'll just keep their mouths closed after a while, bro.
And
Mm.
they get the right kind of people in there.
Oh,
Everything's about how you recruit.
Yeah, I
You
could
want a
dig
great
it.
company, you got to recruit great people. And I just think that's they just put a lot of work into recruiting the right people who ain't gonna say nothing, and and people can get quote unquote trapped in situations because if you let something go too long, you just be like, screw it. You know,
No, but that organization was very. They had their arms were very long because remember how they put that story out that Luke killed his parents and ran away.
yeah,
So
that was crazy work.
so now it's like if he do escape and he pop up somewhere, it's like, oh, you a killer, like you killed your own parents. So now I'm thinking, when I seen that, I was thinking, well, what's the other stories that they put together for the other kids?
Well, if they get you quietly, they ain't got to tell too much of a story. But
Well,
if you
they
a
got
little
Luke
rough,
quietly, but you know what I mean,
no,
like
no. Remember they said it didn't go right.
oh,
And,
copy.
so they didn't necessarily want to kill his parents. But obviously it don't bother them to do so. It don't bother them at all. And you know what? Real talk. If you are saving the entire planet, I understand that. It's all about your perspective on it. Because if you're the person that got to save billions, do you really care all that much about some kids dying here or there? If you know for sure that you're saving billions of people, I think anybody who was doing something that's quote unquote righteous, I think, hey, it is what it is. I
But
can't worry about these 12 people here because I got to save billions, including myself and my own family. So
here's
yeah,
the dilemma, though, Roger. Is it really for the greater good? Just
Mm-hmm.
because they saying that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it may very well be. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm just saying, like, they're saying what they get this peace was it PC person, right? They're supposed to predict, like, all right, this gonna be, they called the person a hinge, right? The person that's gonna cause a big, catastrophic war.
mm-hmm.
And they're just doing this off of, okay, this person thinks it, like this psychic person knows it, but do they truly know it really? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but I definitely get what you're saying, though. Definitely
I
get what you're
mean, at the end
They
of the day,
did.
it's
What if
going
they
to end up
start?
being.
What
Oh,
if
go
they
ahead, go
start
ahead.
using it? What if they start using it for personal gain?
saying. Yep.
You know what I
Where
mean?
does
Like now
it
you got kids killing the quarterback of the Broncos because he about to win the next Super Bowl, and y'all, you know what I
you
mean? We
know?
just go crazy. We got little humans doing this now. We get greedy.
Yep. You doing some sports betting, man. So we got to get that boy up out of here, man.
So, well, I'm pretty sure the billionaires behind all this would make sure. I mean, you got to think about it like this: if you go rogue, they just take you out. They got whole burn teams, so
No, that's
that
not.
kind of keep you in order a little bit. You
I
know.
don't think it was billionaires. I think it was the government. It was a government thing.
I think it's all linked
All,
together.
all in the. I got you. I could definitely go
I,
with that one.
yeah, I can definitely live with it's all of it together at the end of the day, because the government don't want to put on record that they doing it. And it's gonna be about who's gonna spend the money at the end of the day. But I mean, my thing is, it is a moral dilemma. But I'm just being realistic. When you have a moral dilemma and you would die too, most people gonna pick. Most people gonna pick themselves. So if I can kill some kids, but I save the planet that I live on, I think it's gonna be an easy choice for most people.
See, when you say kill some kids, it makes it sound worse. They were sacrificing some kids.
I'm calling it what it is, man. They was often kids and their parents. But the thing is, if once you buy into it, when you work there, that means you believe what they saying. And if you don't kill these kids, you're going to die. If you feed into the story, it's either the kid or you. See, now
Yeah.
once you hit me with it's the kid or me, kid gotta go.
Now let me ask you this question, right? Why you think they was using kids?
I mean, it's probably just hard to get adults.
I was thinking kids' minds are more vast. Like by the time you, as a kid, you believe everything, and everything is everything. But as you become an adult, we start saying, man, that's some bullshit. That shit don't exist, or this don't exist, or this don't exist. But as a child, your imagination and your mind is more open to stuff. So I think it was easier to use them. And then after a while, as the older you get, if you don't use these powers or even know you have these powers, you're gonna lose them.
No, I think you are absolutely spot on with their Shark. Like, yeah, I think their potential as far as their minds are, yeah, like you said, kind of wide open still, and also it's easier to control them too. When
Yeah.
they're younger. But yeah, I think it's like a combination of both.
Yeah, because anything mental, you'll have to believe in yourself to a certain degree. It's easier for kids to believe in themselves to do stuff that they don't see other people do. And when you think about it, everything's true to a kid. You
Exactly.
got to grow up a little while before you figure out a lie even exists. You believe anything someone tell you when
Remember,
you're a kid.
we was believing the bunny rabbit laid eggs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How in
You
the
can take.
hell, when you now that you 30 something, 40 something, you sitting there, you looking in the mirror at yourself, brushing your teeth, thinking about like, what in the hell was
Yeah,
I thinking?
yeah. One man could get around the whole world in one night. You know, even with time zones, it's kind of tough.
Exactly, right? How is that possible?
Yeah,
Now you grown and it's like, man, that's impossible. That ain't
that's
happening.
right. That's the story is way out.
Yeah.
But when you're a kid, you'll accept it. So, if a kid does have some condition that he sees as precog or something like that, it's much easier to get him to believe in himself if you believe it too. That's the way I kind of see it.
Now here's a question I got to ask y'all. You could use your adult mind or your kid mind for this. Do you think this could be real?
On some level, I think it exists. To what degree? I don't know. I have no clue. But yeah, I think so, man.
All
I
right.
think so. That's just me.
All
No,
right, so I'm not alone then. I'm not alone.
Now,
I'm.
I'm gonna say, when you think about it, you know what I'm saying. The Bible records prophecies, things that have yet to happen that eventually come to pass. So if that's true, what else could be true?
Yeah, because by the fifth episode, I'm already like, nah. I didn't heard too many from MK Ultra to remote viewing to the
Mhm.
Philadelphia experiment to the Montauk Project, and I'm sitting there like, nah, this is. And so it felt like they just mashed a whole bunch of joints together. But then I'm like, well, did they mash a whole bunch of joints together? But in real life, all these joints came together to make more a more dominant usage of something. You know what I mean? After a while, like we could take this with this and put it together. Now we got this and we good. That's what it felt like with that. And I'm like, nah, this is crazy.
And a lot of, I mean, I don't want to get too much into it, but a lot of experiments were held back in back in old in Europe in the 40s. I'll just say that. I ain't gonna get deeper into that, but yeah, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of scientific experiments with stuff like this was conducted in Europe in the 40s.
Yeah, and
Coke.
all I'm gonna say is that who knows the potential of the human mind, because when you think about it, I was watching something a few days ago, but it said something that made a lot of sense. Like, what is dead now? Dead used to be, they hold them. He said they hold a mirror up to your face and see if it fog up, see if you're breathing, and if you didn't fog up the mirror, you was considered dead.
Mm.
Now, what I'm saying, a person can be brain dead, but so your body's still working, but you can't think for yourself. So now your brain dead. So what's really dead now? Because you're technically alive when your brain dead. I'm
Mm.
just paraphrasing partly what he said. So the thing is, we don't really know what dead is anymore. And then there's people who've been dead, but have they was dead for 10 minutes, dead for 5 minutes, dead for 2 minutes, whatever from a clinical standpoint. But then they come back. So was you really dead? If you was only dead for 5 minutes, were you really
Yeah.
dead? You
So
know?
it's a lot of stuff. That's why I'm like, if they do another season, I can only imagine what's gonna happen. Now I just hope whoever all the people that's in the next season, they got their acting together, because the acting was horrible. For me, the acting was horrible. The only
Really?
thing that kept me going was the storyline.
Hey, I didn't notice it until after you and Hot Sauce mentioned it. It was pretty bad, man. I didn't notice it at first, bro, but it was pretty bad.
Because
I
when him
think
and Luke met each other in the forest, I'm like, yo, y'all couldn't act
that was
better than this. Come on,
that was
man.
corny. You know,
Okay, I ain't gonna lie. Kim was a little off, definitely. Kim definitely was a little off. You know,
who was that?
Kim, the inside reporter that worked for the Institute.
Acting
Oh,
horrible.
okay,
Yeah. Yeah, because now that y'all mention it, yeah, see, y'all making me notice stuff I ain't even want to know. Because I thought the act was pretty good. Yeah.
The only people that was acting good was Bigsby was okay every now and then. What's the dude that was head of the security?
Stackhouse.
Stackhouse was
I
okay,
thought he was the best one of me, man. To
and
be
then
honest.
the scientist dude that was running the test, he was good. He might have been the best actor on the whole joint.
Hey, Shark, I thought, man, to be honest, man, the person I thought was the worst, man, was Sigsby, man.
Yeah, 60.
Because she
But
had, it was
I
like a
seen her,
dry humor, but she was kind of cold. It didn't, I don't know, man.
but
Yeah,
I
that's
just
it.
took her as
I've
she just
seen
a
her on
horrible
other
person.
projects before. You know what I mean? Like this isn't the first time I've seen her. I've
You
seen
said it
Stackhouse
before.
before too.
Oh,
And I
okay.
seen it. Well, them three that worked in the spot, I've seen before. I can
Uh,
honestly say, but maybe this role wasn't for her. Like you might have needed like a Meryl Streep or something like that. But they ain't they budget wasn't long enough.
they have no bread for that.
I
Yeah.
thought I thought she played that part well because this is supposed to be like the coldest, driest, most horrible woman you can think of. That's the kind. I thought that's why she got promoted over the other guy when they was talking about you hate the girl you trained got put ahead of you, and I thought she was just a horrible person. She was the perfect person for the job. That's how I saw it.
I like that. I like Stackhouse, man. I think he was probably the best, best actor on there.
Stackhouse seemed to be the most cleverest too. I'll say that too. He seemed to be a little smarter than the other folks around here.
Now my man Stackhouse was cold when they was on that when they was on that bridge and homeboy and they was acting like they had Luke in the back and the girl got out with the hood on her head. He was about to lay everything down. And
Oh,
then
yes,
he
sir.
like, oh nah, hold up, it got me.
He's about to hear that thing out, man.
Yeah, he was about to let. And I'm sitting there saying, why would you get out the car and walk up to him? Be like,
Yeah, Stackhouse ain't want to play with.
Stackhouse was cold blooded, boy.
And it didn't bother him at all either. He don't even change faces. Like
And
this just some regular stuff.
I
Yeah.
think that's why he didn't get promoted because he was a little bit too cold.
You
Like,
know
how
what?
would you even get
That
these
makes
kids?
sense
Like,
because
how would you even get these kids to fall in line and think that they're not in danger if that first person they meet is Stackhouse sitting in the goddamn office? You know,
Stackhouse don't look like nothing good is coming after I meet you.
nothing.
And I thought it was kind of goofy. I guess it's me being a chauvinist, man. Like Sigsby, when it's time to put in some real muscle work, Sigsby put herself out there. Like I'm gonna go out here and catch this, this kid. And plus, it was her, a dude, and then the black chick or whatever with him. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of silly, man. Like I don't know, man.
I think she went out to go do that because her head was on the line more than anybody, and she ain't really want something to twist it on. Even though Stackhouse and the scientist was about to twist it up on her anyway, I think she realized like, nah, my head is more on the line than anybody.
Yeah, and my thing is, I just don't trust Stackhouse. That's what I thought it was right from Jump Street. She just don't trust Stackhouse, and Stackhouse proved he wasn't worthy to be trusted.
I'd rather be at the institute watching him, man, and then send somebody else to do the dirty work, bro.
Yeah, but with some better actors, yo, this show could have been an ill joint. This could have been like on the level of Lost or something like that with some better actors because that storyline was
Yeah, storyline was super dope,
super
real
dope.
talk.
I can't front on the
Yeah,
storyline.
yeah.
Definitely.
And
We
it
could have did
definitely.
this with the Roger Report, the morning show panel. We could have get 8 of us, Truth Teller, a couple of us. We would have tore this script up, B.
Hey, real talk, real talk. If we get enough folks to watch it, we might revisit this for the morning show.
We could have got Uru to play Stackhouse.
That's wild. That's wild. I ain't saying you wrong though. I ain't saying you're wrong. Uh, but yeah, it turned out to be a great show if you ask me. The acting, you could definitely ask a little more. But you know what? If you don't focus on the acting, you won't know because it didn't bother me. I'm gonna say that the storyline was so good, the acting didn't bother me on this one. You know,
I think it was worse. The acting was worse because they had to drag it along to get 8 episodes out of it. Like I think now that all 8 episodes is out, I could definitely watch it like all the way through. Like boom, 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 boom. I could definitely go in, but just waiting a week, it was just like, nah, son, y'all got to do a little bit more better acting than this.
yeah. Now I'm just a little salty that it just don't seem like they coming back. And my thing is, if you're gonna do these new shows, I understand you don't know if you're gonna get a second season. Man, leave it open ended. Leave it where we at least get some hope that it might come back. When you close everything down and we actually enjoy it, it don't feel too good. I'm just gonna say that it didn't feel too well. I guess with this storyline, because there's other shows that we watch and it's cool, but man, give me something, man. You don't you believe in yourself as a director, as a writer?
Wait, so y'all really don't think it's gonna be another? Because I don't think all the kids died in there. I thought they was underground.
I mean, they could pick it up. They definitely could pick it up somewhere else, but it just seemed like they weren't trying to me. You
Because
know,
remember when they go through that tunnel, they wound up in another facility. So
I
that
mean,
facility that got lifted up and dropped and crumbled. I think Little Man just did that to get rid of all the adults that was over in the first one where they was in the lunchroom and stuff.
yeah, but he killed himself too, though.
He didn't.
They took that as he sacrificed himself,
I
and he
think
did say, "I enjoyed having friends," as if I'm out of here.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. I copied that. You're right.
he was out of there.
Yeah,
Uh,
so I mean, they could definitely pick this up and just bring us to a different facility and keep it going. But then you got to have a whole new set of people and all that type of stuff, which still ain't the end of the thing in the world. It's just I'm just saying, if I'm the director, I'm the writers and all that, I'm gonna write this as if we gonna get a second season. Now you don't know that if you gonna get it because that's head honcho's decisions to make. But I'm at least believe in myself and
Wait,
write it as if I'm gonna get a second season. That's all I'm saying.
yo, Jado, did you say you read the book on this one?
Nah, I wanted. Yeah, I just looked it up and said it was a book, man. I wanted to. Well, maybe I might go pick it
Yeah, I
up.
think I might go mess with that because I want to see. Because I don't think in the book it ended like this. It couldn't have. You
Nah,
know what I mean?
in books you can get much more. There's much more for the stories than books because you only got so much you can do with Hollywood budget. So books can always be deeper. So yeah, I didn't know this was a book, but okay, shout out to the author then, whoever wrote this up.
Stephen
You know,
King.
Oh, Stephen
oh,
King.
that's right, this was Stephen King. Well, it's Stephen King, so yeah, of course, because he definitely do his thing when he writes something.
So it might be like, yeah, but I definitely like if you're a conspiracy theorist, I definitely recommend you watch this joint right here.
Yeah. It was
Sure.
definitely enough conspiracy with enough realism going on as well,
Yeah.
because people had to go down to keep this stuff floating along. So,
Yeah. And I was
yeah.
happy to see my African homie that owned the store come back and help out. That was dope.
And you know what? He helped in a great way too, because he was like, "Yeah, I see him." They left though. That's a good way for people not to second guess you. Sometimes you ever get in that situation that I would think to do something more like that. Yeah, I saw them. They already gone though. You know what I'm
Yeah, he
saying?
went
Seen them
down there.
about 15 minutes ago. I seen them.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah, but that was a good joint. I
Yeah.
give it to him. It was a good plot. Good, you know what I mean. Everything was dope to me. It just was the acting. It's like y'all could have did a couple more takes on that one, man. Like, come on.
So y'all could afford a retake here there. All right, y'all. Well, I guess we're gonna bring it to a close. We're gonna bring it to a close because it definitely was a good joint. So if you love this type of content, make sure you hit that like button, y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. We do a lot of wonderful stuff over here. So this was the Roger Report Live on the entertainment side, hosted by myself, Roger. Shout out to Jado and shout out to Shark Sims for joining me. And we will see y'all next time around.
Peace.